It don't matter what part of the jewel you come from. You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one. See what I mean? Jump and shout all over the nation. We're breaking out with a new creation. It's been too long, we've got to unite now. Time and space can't keep us apart right now. Unity, yes, you better know. It's the only way to go. We stay apart, then we'll have to fall. Count on you, count on one and all. It's not for you, not for me, it's not for we.
We're in Blue Creek in the Toledo district, and we have linked up with Aurelio Shaw. And Aurelio, you know, I've spoken to you several times, and we have corresponded.
Definitely.
I think we even met once or twice, if I'm not mistaken, but
few
I have
times.
not been to Blue Creek. First time I've been to Blue Creek
Right.
here in the village. I've been to the cave, the
To the cave, yeah.
What, how you pronounce it again?
Hokeb Ha Cave.
Hokeb Ha Caves.
Some Maya word, and that signifies where the water comes out.
Okay.
And the person will carry that is my daddy.
Oh, yes,
So-
I remember.
Again, you know. So,
Yeah.
so guys that are viewing Belize Watch, I want to say a big thank you to Belize on a whole, and welcome to this part of the region, southern Belize, Blue Creek, Toledo, where it's full of attraction. We have Hokebha Cave, a well-visited destination in Toledo because of the cave, the river, the rainforest, the people, the tradition, whatever you call it, and of course, Tumulkin Center of Learning, where we're at, and of course the annual event that we host, which is Maya Day.
Maya Day.
Maya Day.
Now, the concept of Maya Day, where did that come from?
Well, as what I try to explain,
what you're celebrating, yeah.
right? What we celebrated, is back in the day in 2001, where Tumulkin Center of Learning was establishing. We had we wanted to showcase Tumulkin Center of Learning's work, and but the way of doing it, we have a lot of cultural performance, dances and stuff like that. In fact, on a whole, everything that we do, Tumulkin Center of Learning itself has the Mayan philosophy way of doing things. So hence the reason why it sort of shift. People started to demand, like, look, you know, why we can't have, like, you're the main agent there. So why can't we have something to celebrate the Maya, a day for the Maya? That is where we pull the daily activities of a rural man, lady, a family on a whole of Maya family, and we turn it into different competitions, and that's what they're displaying at the moment, you know, throughout the day, where we also go to solicit support and contribution from different stakeholders, NGOs, and business community, which this year is very challenging, you know, and you know, due to economic crisis, and we do believe. But then, I think that is one of the plus, and I must acknowledge Tumulkin Center of Learning with, because we take the challenge, you know. You go and try to explain this thing. Can you support us with Maya Day? Maya Day is blah, blah, blah. Maya this, going back to it. It's not a fundraising drive. And people say, you know, but really, and I think this is a great opportunity to explain and make clarifications where this day itself ideally is what you see, that where you're experiencing and witness as we the different the stage and so on where we're going to go.
Yeah,
So
I want to ask you to walk me through. That's what I
We
wanted
will
to
do
ask you
that
to do.
today, certainly.
But before we embark on our walk through, talk to me about the Tumulkin Center of Learning. How was it established, and what is its mission?
Well, Tumulkin Center of Learning's mission is to reach out to rural Maya students, underprivileged students that don't have the resources or the capital to go into other conventional institutions and so on, and want to do something different. And I think this is where we make ourselves different, because it's a boarding institution. People would come here for 10 days and go out back for 4 days, which in other cases it's relevant to that as if they were traveling on a daily basis. But really it gears our students to to face the reality of the present, of the future, and so on. Being able to be proud of their identity, one, and hardworking,
Proud of who
to,
you are,
to
yeah.
you know, and that's the main thing there. And also to be educated in term at this level, secondary level education, and to get education and to continue education, but still have in their heart, I am a Maya, so that we can come back and give back to the people.
Yeah.
Because we lose a lot of people. There's lots of smart, of talented people like, go out there because of job.
The students have at the same time.
And
at the one
presently,
time.
at this moment, we have 35 students, and people might say, why is it only 35? I mean, look at us. At this moment, we're here at the food processing unit, and that there is the girls' derm. It's sort of difficult to get females. So and then people that want to take up the challenge of hard working. We believe in hard work and stuff like that. But the main thing why we have students, because we don't have the resources. We don't have the fund needed to operate to. Well, we can simply build a huge 2-story building where we have our lots, or even traditional buildings where we can get where we can have lots of students. But we have students from pretty much all over this Belize.
Yeah.
We have students from Corozal who've graduated and now hired by he's a lab technician here. And we have students from Cayo and some students from Stan Creek, from the Belize district and stuff like that.
What's the curriculum?
The curriculum is based with pretty much that of the Ministry of Education curriculum. So with perhaps the more maybe emphasis stressed on hardcore on agriculture, and we yet to have something like the natural resources management, ecotourism, and right now, presently, we have a major in farm machinery and agriculture and farm machinery and agro-processing, which is where they take the challenge of doing that.
I know you produce honey and
We
different things,
produce
because I've
honey. There's
enjoyed
a
your
lot to
honey.
talk about,
I've
and,
enjoyed your honey, and I know you. Well, maybe we could look at it at the booth, right? I think you'll have some
Yes, we
exhibition
will
of the
visit
honey
the
you
first
produce
booth and where you
and what have
talk
you.
a little bit more of.
So
a little
why
bit
don't
of
we do
everything.
that? Walk around at this point in
Sure,
time.
why not? Yeah.
All right. The face, yeah. That's this is the
My
Chatona.
husband. My wife.
That your wife?
No. Well, Chatona, this is the Chiclero dance partner, and we have modified it into a Kekchi Maya. It had the Mopan Maya blouse and the Kekchi attire. And of course, in the culture, the tradition has the ribbon, which is very significant to being beautiful, to show colors, to show that in terms of beauty and stuff like that. But we have one person, Mr. Rosado, Mr. Victor Rosado, all the way from Benke. He is a part of the
Okay, yeah, I think I met Mr. Victor already. Hi, Mr. Victor. How are
Maybe we
you?
met someplace.
Yes.
one of the board of directors actually for Tumulkin Center of Learning.
Okay.
Maybe he himself could do a good explanation of what
Explain the Chatona.
Well,
dancers.
briefly, it's a very old tradition of the Chiclero. She was really the cook in the Chiclero camp. When Petrona died, then they made this Chatona to replace her,
Petrona died.
And
Petrona
so
was
they
again.
made it, they didn't have Petrona, so they had to make something to replace her.
Okay.
And so they used to their fiestas with her, and they would dance with her because she was the cook for the Chicleros.
Okay.
So in the Chiclero camp, they would, make their fiestas there, and she would dance with all the men. So that's why now we have her, and she goes everywhere. She dances with anybody, all the men that she. So if you want to dance with her, you could go ahead.
Chatona dance. So, well,
Well,
I make you show me how you dance with the Chatona.
okay, she could dance mostly the song, Skirt was done here in Tumulkin, it was sewed here in Tumulkin. The braiding was done here. This is a kikchi skirt. And the blouse is really the Mopan blouse. And so we put the earrings and everything, and the necklace, which is very typical of the Maya, women, they use a lot of necklaces, you know. So we dress her to identify herself with the Chipi, with the Maya community. So that's a new version of the Chitona down here.
Okay. Can you get her to do some moves?
Okay. So we would need the music in reality. So here behind here we have a marimba and the Maya host. Maybe if we can go down there in a few minutes, maybe she can dance a little bit. Yeah, we could go
later.
talk with
But if I go
the
ping,
person
ting,
in
ting,
charge.
ting, 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 ting.
Yeah, she then she'll play she'll dance the sones, which is the Maya music.
So
You
she'll
know.
be doing that later.
We could do that later.
All right, well, we'll link up a little later
Because
then.
she'll be dancing around here.
Again, so we'll
She'll,
link up
she'll
and then
repeat,
we'll get
yeah.
some of that done.
So she'll repeat her presentation, so she'll be able to get a good shot, you know.
Well, congratulations.
Okay,
man.
man.
Keep on doing the good job
Yeah,
you're doing.
okay, good.
All right? All right. Aurelia, this is the main stage area of the grounds, right?
Sure, well, this is the main. Every year we host the Maya Day on that platform there. We sort of take down a piece of the hill and put down stage, and then we decorate it and so on. But then put, I think that the ideal space. Try to put a little tarp here for people because it's on hot and so on, no? Yeah, but really, this is the main stage for Maya Day. Right now, caldo eating competition and potch eating competition that is taking place at the moment. You know, these guys register for free because 2012 we wanted to sort of spread the words of coming together. We don't believe in we believe in continuing a new cycle, things uniting people, working together. So that is what we're doing right now. You see the caldo and potch eating contest. I know we get a good footage there. So
is there a record set for who does it faster? Or?
For the every year we get new people, but for firewood, this guy Mateo Rush of Santa Ana. This guy had taken down 3 years consecutively, won the firewood splitting competition, and for the first year, 2012, he loses. But he came in second. Okay. So he's still a champ. That boy, that man there, got the strength, endurance there to split. We had the Nargosta wood, no? And then split in 4 pieces, and we give them a piece of matapal for make them take out the strap that they use to back it on their back, and then some little strips, and he came in second. But the games like this are exciting to see just by doing it, and so you see the fun of it, you see the spirit, in them.
So how long on average it takes to eat a caldo and some potch? And on average, let us say I was sitting down in a restaurant
well, definitely
or somewhere. How long did it take before you eat it? I mean, per average, sitting at home.
Maybe perhaps on average of maybe 10 minutes, maybe depends because you want to enjoy that, no? You want to enjoy that caldo, So I'll be on stage again. I'll be facilitating this competition for the first time ever. We're doing the conch shell blowing. The conch shell is very significant to the Maya in terms of the alcalde blows at once they know that there is a meeting. The people in the community immediately comes, and so that is how humble and how clear people can communicate.
When is the conch shell competition? What time?
We're gonna do that right now after this caldo and potch eating competition. So you'll see me up there, and we're gonna communicate from up there.
All right.
I'm gonna take a pass from now and gonna go get that prepared. Yeah.
Okay.
What we're gonna do at this moment, we're gonna do a little demonstration about how we want to do it. But this game will be judged by you guys, those of you that are out there. Everyone will have a free try to blow, because this has to come with a technique, a special technique in breathing and then blowing out. If Paulo says something, we're gonna blow the back again. But the count to 3, this is our free try now. So you could blow, they can take to like a wall, because the second try will be the one that will be judged. So the real one. All right. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, kids, everyone, get your ears open, clean them up, because you will determine who will win and the 4 men here on stage. Let's go. Hun, ka, osh. I see the nose swell, the cheeks swell. I don't know what else swell. All right, but that's a free try. Okay, let's hear if Guatemala could blow conch good. I said the face thin, so we'll see if I get swell. All right, Hun, Queen, Oshin. Alright, Hun, tok, kaya ka in, tok, mahi. Hane ba an, okay, resh, kasi dilom, ani ke, bano chika, Moscow. Okay, Hun, anakong, sirishe ba, lahat anakong.
Where is he from?
Cesar de Altenamit, Guatemala. Hun, Queen, Oshin. Why Belize still leading? Belize leading. San Antonio. All right, let's see this guy, this gentleman here. Pueblo Viejo. Let's see Pueblo Viejo could because he almost win the firewood splitting competition. Almost win. Congratulations on hard work. All right, so this time let's see if we can win the conch. 1, 2, 3.
No.
The man take 5 turns, you know. Instead of 1. They do it simultaneously. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we will do this fair, okay? So, who will win the shell blowing competition? Come here, come up front. Okay, face the crowd. Okay, face the crowd. Come with me, Mr. Provencio Pacul of San Antonio. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be needing your participation to determine if San Antonio will win the conch shell blowing competition. It's Maya Day 2012. Let's get it on. 1, 2, 3.
The winner, the winner.
Okay, la SSF o crees que exactly o ship ship.
You think it will be San Antonio?
Yeah.
People are sharing. I don't know. Let's see. Can we have Guatemala? Can we have Pueblo? And we have Guatemala again. Okay, good. Hun. Okay, in Kekchi, right? Hun, Huib, or shit. That's 1, 2, 3. In Mopan Maya is Hun. Is Hun. Ka. Osh. This is Elias! Put your hands together for Guatemala!
Okay, gana Guatemala na ako eh.
Alright.
Malukila na ako eh.
Alright, now the next person. That's it. The man only made it blow half, he said, so now he blow full. Hun, Hun, Queen, oh shit! This man start do the he start do the chatuna dance. He start to tremble. Anyway, we are cheer at the end, okay? I know. 1, Humpel. Not Humpel. Not Humpseat. Not Hum Cool. Not Hum Ta. Hun! Ka! Osh!
Yeah.
This is a sad one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Maya Day 2012. You guys having fun? That's right. That's the spirit, all right? The first time ever conch shell blowing. You want to see me blow? You
Yeah.
want to see me blow? All right, we're going to do this. We're going to do this, all right? Listen. I don't use no mic, you know. All right? So. I win! All right. Put it down, man.
May I? Nice meeting you, young man. Who are you?
My name is Selvin Roches.
Salva.
Selvin Roches.
Selvin Roches. And
Yes,
you are from here, from the Toledo district, right?
No, I'm originally from Orange Rock Town, Child Farm Village.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, sir.
And what are you doing here?
I'm an ex-graduate of Timokin Center of Learning, and now I am the food processing technician and manager.
Okay. You're food processing
Yes, sir.
technician
We
and
pro-
manager, and you're an ex-graduate.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the food processing technician and manager, that what do you do?
And well, my job is to produce the products of Timokin Center of Learning, which is the pure honey. We produce jams and jellies as well. We do pepper sauce. We also do purified water.
Okay.
And all of these products are on small scale because of our location all the way here and far away from town.
Okay.
Apart from just producing product, my job as well is to administer the basics of food processing and preservation to the third farmers as well. So I do a bit of teaching and a lot of practical work to the third farmers in terms of them to learn how to properly purchase the honey, how to prepare a bottle for bottling the product, as well as how to sterilize, wash, and clean bottles for the jams as well. And just the product procedures in right from preparing of the packaging material to the processing of the raw material, and then to the bottling or canning and whatsoever, and straight to the market. Normally, I do the selling to town and stuff like that. Normally, we only sell the honey and the water to town, but like right now, we have problems with transportation, so we only market the honey to town. We use the public transportation, the buses, to take our product out to Punta Gorda, to some of the stores. Right now we have our honey in White Supals, we have our honey in Josephine Supals. We have as well as our senior wits. And just recently, last couple of months, we've had the opportunity to supply honey to a market all the way in Cambridge, Massachusetts, which is Follow the Honey. So that's where we're at right now with our products.
Where are apiaries?
Our apiary right now is down, but we had our own apiary located all the way at the back. And students as well work along with the apiary manager, and they learn apiary management as well. As you can see there, we have the outfit they use to go to the apiary, to tend to the bees and all of that as well. So we have that on display to show that. So yeah, they also partake in apiary management as well.
And I notice here too, you have some books.
Now this is from the academic side. This is one of the books that Tumulkin produced. It is the Learning to Read and Write in Mopan Maya. So with this book, it teaches, if there's anyone who wants to learn to speak the Mopan language, you have this book that can teach them. And if you notice, if you are a person that have a hard time pronouncing the word, it has a CD at the back to help you, and it goes over each chapters or each page, and so you can get a better way how to pronounce the words.
What does it sell for?
This is $25 a piece.
$25?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I need to pick up one of these. Okay, so I have my book now, so I'm going to learn Maya. All right. So this is mine, and I will ask you able to hold it for me. All right? Thanks. All right. Okay, so the honey is pure honey, right?
Now with the honey, we have a process, right? Normally we purchase honey from local farmers here in Toledo. And what we do with these honey producer, we've worked with these honey producer, and we tell them that we want our honey. We don't want it to be mixed with water and sugar, because a lot of people tend to mix the honey with water and sugar to get more pounds, right? So now what we do, we stress to them that we don't want them to mix the honey with sugar and water. And just to make sure as well, when they bring their honey to sell to us at the food processing unit, I personally do a testing on the honey for the water activity, and this testing is done with the Packet device. Now what that does, it tests the water content of the honey. The required percentage it has to have for us to purchase it, it has to be no more than 20%. If it's above 20%, then we don't buy the honey, because it could mean then that it has been mixed with sugar and water, and as well it can later on ferment if it has a high percentage of water in it.
See it fermenting
Exactly.
at the bottom of the
Yeah.
bottle, like at the bottom of the bottle, you see it fermenting.
So now, once we've done the testing, we strain the honey, we weigh, and then we store it in our sedimentation tanks. The purpose of our sedimentation tanks is to allow the impurities of the honey to settle by weight. Because at harvest, you have pieces of wax that fall in there, or other pieces of materials while harvest, right? Especially depending on the harvesting method. Some people just press the honey, some use the extractor, right? So then, once the honey has been stored, when we're ready to process, we strain it once more from the sedimentation tanks, and we put it in our honey processor. The purpose of the honey processor now is to process the honey at a low heat temperature it controls the moisture content of the honey, and it prevents from, well, it prolongs the shelf life of your product. So then you don't have fermentation that quickly on your honey. Now we process our honey at 60 degrees Celsius, which is a low heat temperature, because if we process it at a higher temperature, we can burn our honey. When you burn your honey, it changes the taste, the appearance, and as well the whole nutrients, the nutritious facts of the honey can be depleted. So that's how we that's the process of the honey. And these bottles are washed and sterilized at least 2 days ahead of time, so it can dry properly before we bottle our honey. Our honey, before it's bottled as well, the honey has to be cooled. So because if the honey is still warm and you bottle them, then you can have droplets of water form on your cover. Falls, yeah, exactly. Falls on your honey, and then it can ferment again. So you have to really be careful in terms of when you're preparing the honey as
And
well.
you teach this too.
Yes, exactly.
Man, I want to congratulate you. Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the job you're doing. You're quite a young person. How old are you?
I'm 22 years of age.
22 years of age,
Yes,
and
sir.
you're teaching. Proud of you, man. You're a good Belizean.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you so much. And you do pepper sauce too, no?
Yes, sir. These are fresh batches as well. Everything here was
Everything
made
is
yesterday.
locally, yeah.
Exactly. And these are, we try to purchase a lot of peppers from local farmers because they do a lot more organic farming, and we don't want to deal with a lot of fruits, raw material that has been mixed with chemical or whatsoever. We try to keep it organic as much as possible because organic is the healthiest way to go. It may be a lot of work, but it's the best way to go.
Best way to go. Organic. Yeah, I was on an organic farm this morning, and I know that that's very important. It's the best way to go indeed.
These are the different projects we
Yeah.
have here at Smoking Center.
So you have these other projects. Okay.
Yeah, these are other projects. Normally, we have the first farm, the second farmers, the third farmers, and the fourth farmers, right? Now, what happens is the fourth farmers has a specific project. Their project is garden production. What they do, they propagate vegetables and other crops. And this is an example, how they prepare the bed for seedlings. If you can see, we have okra seeds in here.
And this is all organic.
This is all organic. One of the main organic material they use is the sheep manure and the rice hull, right? That because, like I told you before, we practice organic farming. Even our pesticide that we use are organic. Like for example, in Magifol, it's an organic pesticide as well, right? So this is the first farmers. They do gardening, and then we have the second farmers that do swine production and poultry production as well. We have pullets, so we do egg production with the pullets, right? Then now the third farmers, they partake in the food processing unit whereby they learn the basics to food processing and preservation. And they used to learn apron management, but we no longer have an apron manager. So that's on hold for right now. They should be learning woodwork as well. The fourth farmers now, they go into their entrepreneurship project. What happened is that the first year they develop a proposal and they present it to the Tomokin community. This is my project that I'm going to do. This is how many things I'm going to get done within a certain period of time. That project they carried out here on the compound. Now in their second semester, the fourth farmers, they carry their project out. They take it either to their villages or wherever, and then their final project, that's where they'll do it, at their village. And at the end result, what they propose, again, they have to submit a proposal. We go over it, and at the end, whatever they wrote down on that proposal, they have to make sure they accomplish it. And that's how they're graded, and that's how they pass their fourth farm project. So it's a learning experience as well, and they do it practically as well. So yeah, that's what this side is right here.
Okay, well, thanks so much for that explanation.
problem.
I'll continue walking along and meeting other people and
All right.
knowing other booths.
Sure, no
All right,
problem.
thanks so much.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, and Patrick, that was the first segment where we visited the Tumulkin Food Processing Unit managed by Selvin Roches.